Hi, I'm Darren Starnes. In this video, I'd like to help you get started with the updated 6th edition of the Practice of Statistics. Our goals in writing the updated 6th edition were, first and foremost, to be sure that the book tightly aligns with the Fall 2019 AP Statistics Course and Exam Description, otherwise known as CED, to continue to maintain a clear focus on AP exam preparation for students, to update all of our media resources, the test bank, prepared quizzes and tests, Sapnap Plus and online homework, tutorial videos, and the book's website to mirror the revisions made in the student text, to revise our print resources, including the annotated teacher's edition and the Strive for a 5 guide to match. Many of you know that the College Board announced the AP Statistics Course and Exam Description effective for Fall 2019. The course framework specifies the required content and skills in AP Statistics and defines how the content and skills will be assessed on the AP exam. Now the content is organized into 9 units with personal progress checks that you can assign to students at the end of each unit and in specific topic personal progress checks along the way. Starting with the 2020 AP exam, the free response questions have been defined by the skills that they're assessing. Note, however, that the weighting, timing, and number of questions on the AP exam are not changing. There is, however, a new formula sheet that many of us who've been teaching the course for a while are very happy to see. The College Board has provided through My AP and AP Classroom a question bank with all previously released multiple choice and free response questions from AP exams, including the secure exams that we accessed through our AP audit site in the past, plus additional personal progress check items for individual topics within units that are searchable and filterable based on the new course framework. Just so you're familiar with how the updated 6th edition matches the course framework, here's a matrix that shows you. For the College Board Framework Unit 1, Exploring One Variable Data, it aligns nicely with Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 in updated TPS 6E. Unit 2 on Exploring Two Variable Data in the College Board Framework matches with Chapter 3, Exploring Two Variable Quantitative Data in TPS 6 updated, with the exception that we cover relationships between two categorical variables in Section 1.1. Unit 3 on Collecting Data matches beautifully with Chapter 4 on Collecting Data in updated TPS 6. Unit 4, a very long unit on probability, random variables, and probability distributions, matches up with Chapters 5 and 6 in updated TPS 6. Unit 5 on Sampling Distributions aligns with Chapter 7 of the same title in updated TPS 6. Please note that we cover continuous random variables in Chapter 6 with other random variables, as that makes better sense from the unit titles here. Then the inference sequence. Unit 6, Inference for Categorical Data, Proportions, now aligns with Chapters 8 and 9 in updated TPS 6, Estimating Proportions with Confidence and Testing Claims about Proportions. Unit 7, Inference for Quantitative Data, Means, aligns nicely with Chapters 10 and 11 in updated TPS 6, Estimating Means with Confidence and Testing Claims about Means. Units 8 and 9, Inference for Categorical Data, Chi-square, and Inference for Quantitative Data, Slopes, are about primarily relationships between two variables of the same type. So we've combined those into Chapter 12, Inference for Distributions and Relationships, in the updated 6th edition. So you can see the updated 6th edition is tightly aligned to the unit structure and sequence of the course framework with our new chapter organization, starting with Inference in Chapter 8. We also ensured that every learning objective and every essential knowledge statement in the course framework is covered thoroughly in the updated 6th edition. Some added content to be aware of: mosaic plots, systematic random sampling, prospective and retrospective observational studies, and describing geometric probability distributions, including the standard deviation of a geometric random variable. some modified content based on the course framework, unusual points in bivariate data, outliers, influential points, and now high leverage points, as well as how we check the large counts condition for testing a difference between two proportions. We use the pooled or combined estimate now. There's an increased emphasis on the purpose of the conditions for doing inference from the course framework. One reason is so that we have independence in the data collection, and another primary reason is so that our sampling distribution is of the right type. We've prepared a nitty-gritty alignment guide so you can see exactly how the different learning objectives and essential knowledge statements match with the updated 6th edition. We've made minor adjustments in terminology, notation, and formulas to reflect the course framework and the new formula sheet that I mentioned. We also wanted to emphasize the AP Statistics course skills as being spiraled throughout the 6th edition updated, so we decided to review them on the inside back cover and show how they align with our chapters in updated TPS 6, and also to identify them in the annotated teachers edition with each alternate example. So here's a little snapshot of the inside back cover of the student edition that shows you the alignment of each of the skill categories and each of the individual skills across the chapters of updated TPS 6. We want to maintain our primary focus on the AP exam. The practice of statistics has never attempted to be anything other than a book for AP statistics. Some other books have tried to be both an intro college stats book and then an AP stats book with a different label on the cover, like AP version. We've never hoped to do that. We just want to focus on the high school AP statistics course. Our author team, myself and Josh Tabor, have been teaching the AP statistics course for well over 40 years combined now, and grading the AP exam also for that long period of time. We've both been question leaders at the AP exam reading, and Josh was a former member of the test development committee. We've each had the privilege of leading hundreds of workshops for AP statistics teachers in the US and abroad. And we've been very blessed to have Luke Wilcox as the author of our annotated teachers edition. Luke is a table leader at the AP statistics reading, a fellow College Board consultant. He's been Michigan Teacher of the Year and a Presidential Award winner, and many of you may know him as the founder of statsmedic.com. We also enlisted the help of a talented group of 20 experienced AP exam readers and leaders to make up our content advisory board and the people who develop our supplements. This list doesn't do them justice, but we're very grateful for all of their many contributions. So I mentioned this focus on the AP exam as our top priority, ensuring that our terms, our notation, our formulas, our tables are as consistent as they can be with those found on the AP exam, so students don't have any issues adjusting. Our model solutions for examples and exercises are based on exam rubrics from previous AP questions. We've included AP exam tips in the margin, right at the point that students might need them, and also summarized in the back of the book when students are reviewing for the AP exam. We have over 1,600 exercises throughout the book, and we've kept in mind AP style, so we have over 250 multiple choice questions to go with a variety of free response style items. We also have our free response AP problem, Yay, question near the end of each chapter. We have a chapter AP practice test with about 10 multiple choice and about 3 free response items similar to AP style. And we have cumulative AP practice tests that build in length, starting after chapter 4, then chapter 7, chapter 11, and finally chapter 12. The one after chapter 12 is meant to mirror a full-length AP exam developed by Michael Legacy, a two-time member of the Test Development Committee. We've tried to maintain our strong commitment to pedagogy as we revised the 6th edition so that the book stays easy to read and easy to use for students. We've aimed for an appealing design that doesn't make the pages too busy and doesn't make the font too small or hard to read. We want to be sure students see the clear connection between the learning targets at the beginning of each section, the examples, and the exercises that go with them in the 4 practice try exercises. Speaking of examples and exercises, we've refreshed the data sets and the context in the 6th edition so that things are modern and maybe even of good interest to students. The examples are all in problem solution format with the model student solutions in a special handwritten font so students can see what they need to write on a typical AP style question. And in dialog boxes on the right hand side we have the voice of the teacher whispering in the ear of the students as they work through the example. We all know from experience that students really learn best by doing statistics, not by listening to it. And so we've included activities, projects, and lots of check your understanding opportunities throughout the textbook. The more students do, the more they'll learn about statistical concepts. And we've maintained a cadre of media resources, including the Sapnap Plus digital platform with online homework, the tutorial videos for students and teachers, and the book's website. So let's take a minute to help you get to know the updated 6th edition of TPS. We've revised slightly the To the Student piece that's at the front of the book, and as you can see here, there's just a brief introduction that you might want to have students read as the course is getting started, maybe the first night. We have the walkthrough preface that helps students see the important features of the book, how to use technology, graphing calculators, and computer output, how to prepare for the AP Statistics exam, how to review and practice for your quizzes and tests in class. Of course, practice makes permanent, so there are plenty of exercises, but we have lots of notes for the students in the margins here in terms of our features, how the examples are structured, and the fact that there are tutorial videos that go with them, the activities and other opportunities for learning statistics by doing statistics, and the importance of reading the text to help them grasp the big ideas. And finally, we have an overview that students can read entitled What is Statistics? This is a great first night's assignment to get them hooked on the types of studies that you'll be discussing during the class. On the student resource side, we've updated the tutorial videos as needed for the worked examples, the 4 practice try exercises, the technology corners, and the chapter review exercises to match the new course and exam description and course framework. We have a new student site. This is the URL. It will include all of those videos, the data sets in different formats, interactive applets, and the Frappy student samples. We've revised the Strive for a 5 guide so that the study guide is now aligned to the chapters in the updated 6th edition of the Practice of Statistics so that students have formative assessment useful throughout the course, as well as the 2 full-length AP-style practice tests at the end of the guide. There's a full answer key with references to the relevant updated 6th edition content now. For teachers' resources, we've updated the annotated teachers edition, the complete solutions. Erica Chevet has done wonderful work on those, as well as on the prepared model tests and quizzes that needed some revision due to the course framework. Erica has also overseen with a strong team of folks the ExamView assessment suite revisions, new lecture presentation slides to match the updated 6th edition, and videos like these, professional development videos filmed by the authors of the student edition and teachers edition to help you as you get started. So some will be new for the updated edition because of the changes made by the College Board. We have revised our collection of teachers' resource materials, including the learning target grids, the Frappy materials, additional activities, and 100 AP exam review flashcards that Josh has developed for his students. All of that content and more is on the teacher's resource flash drive, including the Word files for the alternate examples, one for each example in the student edition, those PowerPoint lecture slides, the supplemental chapters for after the AP exam if you want to delve deeper in PDF format, the data files, the full solutions, and the student and teacher videos. Note that all of these are available digitally through the Sapling Plus platform. As always with the practice of statistics, the Annotated Teachers Edition is your primary resource. When this was developed several editions ago, our goal was to provide the complete student text with wraparound teachers' support material right at the point where you would need it, very similar to high school math books. We're still the only book that has done that for AP Statistics. The sections of the Annotated Teachers Edition, each chapter starts with the AP Statistics primer. The blue pages at the beginning of each chapter provide in-depth guides to content and supporting materials, including now an alignment to the AP Statistics course framework, the chapter overview, which discusses key ideas and how the content and skills relate to the AP Statistics course framework, a summary of each section highlighting those key ideas, a list of resources for you, including a comprehensive list of the AP free response questions from the past that would be appropriate to give your students following that chapter, a suggested pacing guide based on a 110-day fairly traditional schedule with learning targets and some suggested homework assignments, answers with graphs to all the exercises, activities, check your understanding problems, FRAPPIs, chapter and cumulative AP tests. Very importantly, from Luke Wilcox, teaching tips just when you might need them. So be sure, whether you're a new teacher to the course or just new to the updated 6th edition, to look at Luke's suggestions, such as making connections, preparing for inference, and ask the stats medic. That would be Luke. You'll find the alternate examples, one for each example in the student edition, also available in Microsoft Word, as I mentioned, with the AP Statistics course skills that are specific to that example now labeled. You'll also find from Luke additional information about AP exam tips that you can share with your students, along with common errors that students have made in the past. Overviews of each of the activities, which are very helpful if you haven't done that sort of activity before with your students. Technology tips and links to wonderful statistics applets that you can use for developing statistical understanding. And the links to the teacher's resource materials right at the point where you might want them. So what's new with the digital resources? Well, the Stats Medic continues to update and revise their content as the College Board announced its new course and exam description. If you go to Stats Medic, you'll find the weekly meds or blog posts that you can learn from, as well as lesson plans under 150 days of AP Stats, beautifully aligned to the practice of statistics, 6th edition. And so, for example, if you're starting the course in Chapter 1, you can drill down into a specific lesson, and you can see what the Stats Medics did in their classroom on that day, complete with learning targets, a suggested pacing, activity materials in both Word and PDF format with an answer key, and a detailed description for you as the teacher in a sort of blog post style. So ready to use lessons, beautifully prepared by the Stats Medics, Luke Wilcox and Lindsay Gallus at East Kentwood High School in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So we're very grateful to Luke and Lindsay for providing this resource. I mentioned earlier the dynamic digital environment that Sapling Plus provides with online homework. So if you're not familiar with it, Sapling Plus gives a mobile-ready, integrated ebook platform for use either online or in a downloadable format. It includes all of the student and teacher resources, including a link to the teacher's ebook with resources that are linked at the point of use, and an online homework system, quite robust, that includes thousands of exercises from the updated 6th edition, some of them modified to allow for a multiple choice style so that students can have individual rationales for the answers and know what they're getting right and why they're missing various questions. There are also additional problems from a statistics bank that we've reviewed that go beyond the style of questions in the text. These provide immediate feedback and guidance for the students, as I was suggesting, and they also provide you with analytics and importability into the gradebook. The ExamView assessment suite has been revised to include the one prepared quiz and one prepared test, the quiz for each section and the test for each chapter. There are over 1,600 questions in the bank, about 1,100 of them multiple choice and about 500 free response, and revisions were made as necessary based on the course framework. So we've coded these by section and learning target and level of difficulty to make it easy for you to find what you need when you're building an assessment. The test generator helps guide you through the process of creating either an online or a printed quiz or test for your students. The questions can be scrambled to create alternate versions of the assessments in case you have multiple sections of AP statistics. And the students' results for the online quizzes and tests flow directly into the test manager, which makes your record keeping a little bit easier. So, as you're getting started with the updated 6th edition of the Practice of Statistics, we invite you to visit the book's website. Here's the URL. We also invite you to contact your BFW rep for additional information. And feel free to email Josh or myself at one of the email addresses you see here with any questions you might have. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you in a future video. Thanks for joining me.